When a certain game becomes popular, there's always a bunch of people trying to take advantage of it. Sometimes, fan-made remakes give the original a fair run for its money by bringing new features, better graphics or faster updates. But more often, these clones just waste your time hoping to cash in on a trend. And this is exactly what happened to everyone's favorite game Among Us. Since its recent breakthrough, many developers have tried copying the winning formula. I do not support nor encourage ripping off someone else's ideas, but were any of these attempts successful? Hi friends, I'm Slav actually. Today we're going to have a look at 8 Among Us inspired games and see if they brought anything new to the table. Let's go! Spy Online. Spy Online is one of the mobile clones with a total player population of 0. As much as I tried, I wasn't able to meet a single player on the server, probably for my own good. Based on the online footage available, Spy Online is a blunt, full copy of Among Us, but with every single element made worse, and was probably put on the Play Store by a freak accident. There is no reason for us to spend any more time on this clone, it has nothing to add to the conversation. Murder Us. Mobile clone number 2 on the list. Compared to Spy Online, Murder Us is actually playable, meaning you can find a server and play a game. Surprisingly, the player database is pretty huge. On Play Store alone, this game has over 1 million downloads and 4.3 rating, which is not something you would expect if you tried playing it. Compared to Among Us, Murder Us has a slightly modified map and tasks, mostly because of creators' lack of design skills. Let's move on to something more interesting. Space Kill. Here comes our first Chinese clone. Lack of Chinese localization in Among Us caused a handful of clones to thrive in the country. Differences in the copyright laws made it possible for few developers to completely copy the concept of the game and thrive in the local market. They just replaced the characters with some sort of space minions. I actually had to look at few screenshots side by side to see if the developers stole the original Among Us graphic assets. The answer is no, but it's obvious that the designer was asked to create near identical visuals because, well, they work. This game also rocks a voice chat, which is a common feature in all the Chinese Among Us ripoffs and could arguably be a welcome addition to the original game. Our Party. The second clone from China is called Our Party and is the first ripoff that went an extra mile, or at least a couple of meters. Our Party is a very close copy of Among Us, but it has few extra features worth talking about. The most obvious one is the use of 3D graphics. It's not really a change that would make a big difference, but it definitely makes the game a bit more pleasant visually. The game also offers a built-in voice chat and an original mechanic at the start of the round. You get to draw a card that determines the side you're going to play. At the end of the round, players can see their rating based on their performance. And even though you can't quantify someone's 200 IQ plays, it shows us who did a better job at being a valuable crew member. Another fun fact, all Chinese Among Us ripoffs are way more family friendly than the original, so don't expect to see bloody kill animations. A little slap or hit with a stick is as far as it gets. Just before we go on, I wanted to say thanks to every single one of you. Our community is now over 400 legends strong. If you're enjoying this content, please leave a like and subscribe. Now back to business. Werewolf Among Us. Here's where things get interesting. You may have heard about this game already, since it's been picked up by the Western media. Werewolf Among Us is the most popular clone of Among Us, and it's totally dominating Chinese Android and Apple stores. What's even more exciting is the fact that this game is not a blunt localization, but instead it takes the looks back to the medieval setting of the Werewolf party game, which is an inspiration behind Among Us. The map itself feels pretty familiar with few extra rooms added, but instead of a spaceship, we are running around a playful looking castle with its libraries and potion rooms surrounded by candles, wooden barrels and swords. The tasks you have to complete are also stylized accordingly. Instead of connecting the wires and shooting asteroids, we got to sort books, match magical runes, pack food, board the windows and even pet a cat. All the extra features like built-in voice chat and rating system are present here as well. Even though I was unable to play properly due to my non-existing Chinese, Werewolf Among Us felt like a very well-made game, and it's a shame that it will always be seen in the West as an Among Us ripoff. Well, because it is. Impostor Inside Us. Moving on to the PC games, we have a game called Impostor Inside Us. This is the only Among Us ripoff that's actually not free to play, so somehow I expected the game to be slightly better than free mobile clones, but boy was I wrong. First thing you learn is that Impostor Inside Us is actually a single-player game. Yeah, there is no online mode. After choosing between murder or people side, you get to run along the same looking 3D corridors chasing bots. That's basically all it has to offer, along with really unreliable controls and pretty dumb AI. Pretend. This PC title is still in development, but it also got its fair share of hate on Steam because of how closely it resembles the original game. According to its creators, the game itself was never intended to be released for the public, but they probably decided it was too good of an opportunity to miss. Pretend is changing the space setting of Among Us to more familiar looks of the office building, with the tasks being redesigned accordingly. Struggling with the vending machine, using gym equipment, and cleaning the toilets are only some of them. To their credit, authors have added a few new features to the game, like a trading system, built-in voice chat, custom items, ban system, and more. Killer Infected One of Us. Last but not least, Killer Infected One of Us is the Steam title in development that has nothing to show but a few early screenshots. The only reason I have included this game in my list is the fact that once released, it will be the first publicly available high-end Among Us clone. Instead of slightly improving the visuals, this title completely rethinks the game and presents it in an exciting and gorgeous looking way with redesigned locations and tasks. It's too early to say how close this project will resemble the original, so we'll have to wait and see. As you can see, the range of Among Us clones goes all the way from completely unplayable fails to games that actually bring a few new things to the table. I don't think any of these games have what it takes to dethrone the king, at least in the Western English-speaking market. But I'm very curious to hear your thoughts. Were there any ideas you liked? Did you have a chance to try any of the clones? Do you know about other Among Us inspired games that were not mentioned in this video? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching and have a lovely day.